The movie begins, and we see a family of four. There's the father, Kita, his wife, Jun-suk, their daughter, Ki-chung, and their son, Ki-woo. They live in a small basement apartment. Just to survive, they have to work really hard because their financial situation is terrible. To keep the household running, they fold pizza boxes for money, but even that isn't enough to cover their expenses. One day, Ki-woo's friend, who studies with him at the university, comes over to their house. He gives Ki-woo a stone and tells him that his grandfather sent it for him. That stone is usually considered very special. People believe that whoever owns it will receive good fortune and their circumstances will improve. Ki-woo tells his friend about his financial condition, which is not good at all. His friend says, "I'm going out of the country for my studies. The girl I've been tutoring in English, you should teach her instead." Ki-woo replies, "I don't even attend college properly. They won't give me the job." His friend tells him, "I'll recommend you. Just have your sister make you a fake degree." Ki-woo's sister is artistic, so she creates the fake degree for him. After that, Ki-woo goes to the house where he's supposed to tutor. The house is huge and very beautiful. The family living there is extremely rich, known as the Park family. They also have four members: the husband, the wife, and their two children, a son and a daughter. The daughter, Da-hae, is the one Ki-woo is supposed to tutor. There is also a housekeeper who has been working there for a long time. Ki-woo gives a demo class, and Da-hae's mother sits in during the session. She is satisfied with him, and he gets the job. Later, Ki-woo finds out that the girl's younger brother, Da-song, is very fond of painting. For that reason, they had hired many teachers before, but none of them stayed permanently. Ki-woo thinks that since his sister is artistic, he can get her hired as the boy's art teacher. He talks to Da-song's mother and says, "I have a cousin who is very artistic. I suggest you hire her." Da-song's mother agrees. The next day, Ki-woo introduces his sister under the name Jessica. He doesn't reveal her real name so that no one suspects they are brother and sister. Ki-chung becomes Jessica, the boy's art teacher, and even claims that she is an art therapist. With her confidence and smart talk, she impresses them. Now both brother and sister are working in that house as tutors for the two children. During Jessica's first class, the master of the house, Da-song's father, arrives there. He tells his driver to drop Jessica home, and the driver does exactly that. Since it's already late, the driver offers to drop her home. Jessica tells him, "Just drop me at the metro station." The driver leaves her there. While she's sitting in the car, she deliberately leaves her panties behind. She does this so that the owners will start suspecting their driver. When the owner later finds the panties, he becomes suspicious that something is going on between his driver and his son's art teacher. He discusses this with his wife. That night, his wife asks Jessica about what happened when the driver dropped her off. Jessica tells her that instead of going home, she got off at the metro station.
The lady of the house feels satisfied with Jessica's answer and tells her she can leave. After that, she fires the driver. Jessica had planned all of this because she wanted to bring her own father in as the new driver. She suggests, "My father's brother has a driver who's very skilled. You should hire him." Then she introduces her father as her uncle's driver. He gets the job. Now the father, daughter, and son are all working in that house. They act like complete strangers, so the owners never suspect that they are related. Later, when Ki-woo is tutoring Da-hae, the two of them begin to develop feelings for each other. Now, Ki-woo and Ki-chung want to get their mother a job in that house as well. But for that to happen, they need to remove the longtime housekeeper. That is not going to be easy. So they come up with a plan. The powder found on peaches can cause severe allergic reactions in some people. They use that. One day, while the housekeeper is playing with the dog, they sprinkle the peach fuzz powder on her. She starts having a serious allergic reaction and ends up going to the hospital. While she's in the hospital, Ki-woo's father shows up there too. He takes a selfie and makes sure she is captured in the frame. Later, he takes the lady of the house out shopping and casually tells her, "I saw your housekeeper at the hospital. I was taking a selfie and she accidentally got in the frame. I couldn't help but overhear some things. She has tuberculosis." The lady of the house doesn't believe him at first. Then he texts his daughter Ki-chung that they will reach home in 3 minutes. As soon as she sees the message, she sprinkles the peach powder on the housekeeper again. The woman starts coughing badly. At that same moment, the lady of the house arrives. The housekeeper uses a tissue and throws it into the trash. The driver then goes to the trash can where the tissue was thrown. He secretly pours some sauce on it and shows it to his employer. Now it looks like there's blood on the tissue. Seeing that, the lady finally believes the driver's claim that the housekeeper has tuberculosis. She tells the driver, "Don't mention this to my husband. He'll get very very angry. Soon after, they fire the housekeeper. Cleverly, the driver then introduces his wife as a professional cook looking for work. Eventually, she gets hired too. Now, all 4 members of the same family are working in that house, and no one suspects that they're related. They have changed their names and identities carefully. Their circumstances improve dramatically. They're no longer struggling in poverty. They're eating good food and earning solid pay. Soon, it's Da Song's birthday. The Park family decides to go out for a picnic to celebrate. Once they leave, the 4 of them throw a little party of their own inside the house. They're enjoying themselves when suddenly the doorbell rings. At the door stands the former housekeeper. She says she left something behind and wants to collect it. Chun-Soo lets her in. The woman heads down toward the basement. After a long time, she still doesn't come back up. Chun-Soo goes down to check and sees her pushing against a large cabinet. It won't move because a plate is stuck underneath it. Chun-Soo removes the plate and the cabinet shifts out of place. Behind it, there is a hidden passage, a secret pathway leading downward. The former housekeeper goes down through that hidden passage. Down there, she reveals a man living in secret. In reality, he is her husband. She has been hiding him there for almost 4.5 years. The Park family has no idea about any of this. The family that lived there before never told them about the secret bunker. And since this woman has been working there for a long time, she is the only one who knows about it. She hid her husband there because he owes a large debt. If he fails to repay it, dangerous people could kill him. The housekeeper pleads with Chun-Soo, "Just feed my husband once a week. There's a fridge down here. I'll pay you in return." Chun-Soo refuses and threatens to call the police. The woman begs her not to. Meanwhile, Chun-Soo's husband, son, and daughter are listening from the stairs. One of them slips, and all 3 tumble forward into view. The housekeeper quickly records a video. In the clip, Ki-woo says, "Dad, my foot," which makes it obvious they are related. Now she realizes that all 4 of them are a family who tricked their way into these jobs. She threatens to send the video to the lady of the house. Chun-Soo desperately begs her not to. The housekeeper and her husband come upstairs and order the 4 of them to stand with their hands up. They record another video of them, including the table where they had been partying. Suddenly, the 4 turn on the couple. They grab the phone and delete the video. A fight breaks out between them. Right in the middle of the chaos, the phone rings. Chun-Soo answers. It's the lady of the house. She says their picnic trip has been canceled because of heavy rain and that they'll be home in 8 minutes. She also asks her to prepare food. During the call, the 3 others are holding the former housekeeper and her husband down, covering their mouths so they won't make noise. They quickly tie the couple up and drag them back down into the basement bunker. Then they rush to clean the entire house. Exactly 8 minutes later, the Park family returns. Everything looks perfectly normal. They have no idea what just happened in their home. The 4 quickly hide again. The family eats dinner. Later, the lady of the house tells Chun-Soo that one night during a birthday, her son woke up to eat cake and saw what he thought was a ghost, but it wasn't a ghost. It was the housekeeper's husband coming up from the basement. The boy was so frightened that they assumed it was some supernatural figure. It's still raining heavily. Da Song says he wants to sleep outside in a tent that night. He sets up the tent in the yard. His parents decide to sleep in the living room so they can keep an eye on him. They lie down on the couch and begin talking. Under that same couch, Ki-tak, Ki-chung, and Ki-woo are hiding. Ki-tak is the driver of the house. As the master of the house talks to his wife, he mentions something cruel. He says the driver has a strange, unpleasant smell that he cannot tolerate. He isn't entirely wrong. The family lives in a semi-basement in a neighborhood filled with garbage. People even urinate outside near their home. Because of that environment, a foul odor clings to their bodies and clothes. The people hiding under the couch hear everything. It hurts them deeply. Earlier, Da Song had once said that his teacher smells strange. He had also said the same about the driver and the housekeeper. Now they realize the rich family notices that all 3 of them carry the same smell. After that, they start thinking maybe they should change their soap and towels, but the smell is not coming from their bodies. It is coming from the place they live in. That damp, garbage-filled neighborhood has soaked into their clothes and skin. When the Park couple finally falls asleep, the 3 hiding under the couch quietly crawl out and rush back to their own basement apartment. Heavy rain is pouring. When they reach home, they see that their entire place is flooded. Because the window was left open, rainwater has filled the house. It is no longer livable. They go to a large public shelter where many displaced people are sleeping on the floor. That night, they stay there too. The next day, Ki-chung gets a call from the lady of the house. She says, "It's my son's birthday. birthday. You're his art teacher. You should come. It will make him very happy." She also invites Ki-woo, who tutors her daughter. On the way to shop for party supplies, she is sitting in the car. Suddenly, she notices that a strange smell is coming from the driver. Instinctively, she covers her nose. It deeply hurts him. He does not want anyone reacting to him like that. Even she does not mean to insult him, but she cannot help herself. The party begins. Ki-woo and Da-hae are upstairs together. Ki-woo asks her, "Do you think we belong with them?" She nods yes, but deep down he knows they do not belong to that world. He starts thinking about the people locked in the basement. If they ever come up, the truth will come out. They will lose everything. Lost in thought, he takes out the same stone his friend had given him. Holding it tightly, he walks down into the basement where the former housekeeper and her husband are kept. The housekeeper had actually died the previous night. When they were dragging her downstairs earlier, she tried to run back upstairs. Jun-soo kicked her. She fell down the stairs and died. The family does not even realize how serious her injuries were. Now, Ki-woo reaches the bunker, the stone in his hand. It slips from his grip at one point, but he quietly picks it back up. He has come down there to kill the man, so their secret will never come out. He believes he can do anything to protect his family. He slowly moves forward, but the housekeeper's husband has lost his mind. Suddenly, he throws a rope around Ki-woo's neck and drags him. He secures the rope and grabs the same stone. He begins smashing Ki-woo's head with it. He leaves him there, badly injured, and runs out. There, his eyes lock onto Ki-chung. She is walking toward Da-sung with a birthday cake. He instantly recognizes her. Without hesitation, he stabs her in the chest. She collapses, severely wounded. Her father presses on her wound, trying to stop the bleeding, but it is deep. Jun-soo sees her daughter stabbed. Furious and terrified, she charges at the man. A brutal fight breaks out between them. In that struggle, Jun-soo kills him. Meanwhile, the master of the house is desperately looking for his car keys, which are lying under the dead man's body. As he bends down to retrieve them, the smell hits him. He instinctively covers his nose. The driver, Ki-taek, sees this. In that moment, his expression changes completely. All the humiliation, all the silent insults of being treated as less than human explode into rage. He picks up a knife and he stabs his employer. Ki-taek does this because his employer is desperate to grab the car keys so he can rush his son, Da-sung, to the hospital after the boy faints. At the same time, his own daughter is lying there bleeding to death, but the owner doesn't even think about her. After that, the driver disappears. Ki-chung dies. Ki-woo survives, but his mental condition is badly affected. Later, the mother and son face charges for fraud, manipulation, and conspiracy. However, the court does not give them a severe punishment. They are released with certain instructions. The Park family sells the house. A German family buys it, unaware of its dark history. But in the basement bunker, Ki-taek is still there. After killing his employer, he hid himself in that secret space, and no one ever discovered him. From there, he tries to communicate with his son using Morse code by turning the lights on and off. Morse code is a signaling system that allows two people to send messages through patterns. By switching the bulb on and off at different intervals, he sends signals. One day, Ki-woo notices the flickering through a telescope. He records the pattern and decodes the message. He realizes his father is still alive and hiding in that same basement. He feels deep regret for what happened, especially for the death of the Park family owner. He stands before a photograph and apologizes. Then Ki-woo makes a promise. One day, he says, he will earn a lot of money. He will buy that same house. When he does, his father can simply walk up the stairs from the basement and they will reunite. In his imagination, that day comes. He buys the house. Ki-taek walks out of the basement freely and reunites with his family. But it is only a dream. In reality, none of that has happened. And that's where the movie ends.